In Flanders' heart, his grandfather had always been a righteous man. His grandfather was the chief of police. When he came across a homeless man stealing, he didn't arrest him. Instead, he gave him some money. In the end, his grandfather also died heroically while trying to stop a gang shootout. But behind the truth, there was another secret. A few days earlier, a violent shooting happened in Springfield. Even Homer went missing. So Marge came to the police station to report it. But because the case was so serious, the chief couldn't handle the pressure and decided to resign. But Marge noticed the police department's files.
The killer's driving the rich Texan's car.
Following the clues, she found the man's address. Meanwhile, Flanders was full of regret. Not long ago, he found a stash of money. Out of kindness, he donated it to an orphanage. But he never expected that money belonged to a loan shark who had lost it. As a result, the loan shark mistakenly took Homer instead. Now they were using Homer to threaten him. Flanders was curious why the money had been hidden inside a tree trunk. And to understand that, we have to go back decades. Back then, his grandfather was the chief of police. But one day, gang members came looking for him.
Si, take the boy outside. You got something for me? Let me have it.
At a critical moment, they handed his grandfather a bag of money. It turned out his grandfather had secretly been working with the gang, but to protect his image, he pretended to teach the criminals a lesson.
Pawpaw, you're the finest man I'll ever know.
Yes, I am, Nettie.
That night, he joined other gang members in a deal. The other side's accountant was the loan shark when he was younger. Just as the deal was finished, the gang tried to ambush them, but the other side was prepared too. When the gunfire finally stopped, he looked at all the dead and wounded, then grabbed the money for himself. With the police about to arrive, he hid the cash inside a tree trunk. When questioned, he refused to say where the money was. Then he slipped and ended up dying at the loan shark's hands. From that moment on, the money became the man's obsession. Later, the police arrived, but the road was icy and they crashed into the tree. That's why Flanders' grandfather was remembered as someone who died heroically. Now, in order to save Homer, Flanders decided to steal the money back. But after searching everywhere, he still couldn't find the safe key. At that moment, the orphanage director returned to the office. Flanders tried to come up with an excuse, but then he noticed the key hanging around the director's neck. With no choice, Flanders distracted him. In the end, he got the key and stole the money. Meanwhile, the couple who kidnapped Homer were preparing to celebrate their anniversary. The wife complained that they had never traveled since getting married. That sparked an argument between them, and with Homer stirring things up, they started fighting. Homer took the chance to try and save himself, but a fire started in the kitchen. Homer yelled for help, but they ignored him. As the fire spread, they still didn't stop fighting. Just as they pulled out guns and aimed at each other, a bathtub from upstairs crashed down and knocked them both out. Soon, Homer passed out from the smoke as well. Luckily, someone managed to rescue him. When Homer opened his eyes, he realized Marge had saved him. At that moment, Flanders was driving away. After realizing he'd been tricked, the director grabbed an American flag and threw it at Flanders. Flanders nearly crashed into passing cars, but then he noticed Homer had been rescued. The next second, Flanders got into a car accident. Homer rushed over to check on him, but when he saw the money nearby, he hesitated. After thinking it over, he decided to save the money instead. At that moment, the director arrived with the townspeople. She mistakenly thought Homer had defeated Flanders and recovered the donation money. Because of that, Homer was praised by everyone. The director exposed Flanders' true nature to the crowd. That made everyone turn on Flanders. To escape the loan shark, Flanders had no choice but to live on the run.